so for this look, we're gonna start off with primer. I'm gonna go ahead and use my Laura Mercier primer. So this is oil-free, which is perfect for the summer months that you're gonna be wearing it underneath your makeup. And I think a lot of people wonder, like, should you wear so many layers when it comes to summer makeup? I feel like when it comes to primer especially, you should wear it because during the summer months it gets really humid and hot, so you don't want your makeup like sliding off of you. So this will just ensure that everything stays throughout. So just get that in there. Just, yeah, and this does not feel oily or anything, and it absorbs really quickly, so it should be fine during the summer months. Okay, now I'm gonna proceed on to using foundation. I'm gonna be using two foundations. One is drugstore and one is a much more high-end product. The drugstore foundation that I'm using is this one by Maybelline. It is the Maybelline Fit Me Dewy+Smooth foundation. I know there's like been a lot of hype about the matte plus poreless one, but I prefer the dewy one because I just prefer the dewy look overall. So we're gonna use this, and I'm gonna mix it with the Urban Decay Naked Skin Weightless Ultra Definition foundation only because I need a bit more coverage. So first I'm gonna give this a good shake. So now I'm gonna open this up. Now this kind of gets a bit messy only because there's no pump, so I'm gonna use a flat brush for this look. I'm just gonna pour up around like a pump of makeup, just a little bit. This is super dewy. It doesn't really do much in the coverage area, but I just love how light it feels. And now I'm gonna go ahead and do like maybe half a pump of this. Just a little bit. There we go. I'm just gonna put this all over my face. Now I'm gonna blend it out. When I'm applying foundation with a flat brush, I like to go in crisscross motions like so. This is to ensure that your foundation doesn't have any brush strokes, and this just makes sure that everything is blended perfectly. I mean, usually I use a beauty blender, but prior to discovering beauty blenders, I always used to use a flat brush, and I actually really love using flat brushes as well. And it is possible for your makeup to look super blended out with a flat brush. I feel like a lot of people feel like using a brush, it's much more difficult to blend out your makeup, but it's actually not if you use the right technique. Now for the areas that I need a bit more coverage, I'm gonna add a bit more of my Urban Decay foundation. I'm just gonna go over those areas. If you don't have concealer, this is a really good way to double up your makeup as a concealer. You can just put on another layer of foundation only over the areas which you need more coverage, and just, you know, use it just like a concealer, and it works just as well. Once I'm done applying my foundation, I'm gonna go ahead and get a beauty blender, and I'm gonna spritz my beauty blender with a little bit of a setting spray. This one is the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. I'm gonna spritz my beauty blender a little bit, and I'm just gonna dab all over just to make sure that everything is set in place. This is a really good technique to make sure that your foundation stays, and also just to, you know, do a little check that everything is blended out nicely. Once you're done with your foundation, I'm gonna go ahead and moisturize my lips with the Burt's Bees 100% Natural Lip Shine Lip Gloss. This is the shade Blush. This is one of my favorite lip balms, although I know it's a lip gloss, but I love using it as a lip balm because it is super moisturizing. I like to just put it on so that later when I put on my lipstick, my lips will be extra moisturized. Now we're done. For my eyes, I'm basically gonna do a really simple look. What I wanna mainly focus on is to add a bit more depth and light to my eyes. So I'm gonna start off by using the Juvia's Place Masquerade palette, which is huge. And I'm gonna dig into some of their matte brown shades, starting with Burkina right here. Gonna load up a fluffy brush with it. Gonna put it as a transition shade along my crease line. These shadows are super pigmented, so you only need a little bit. While I'm doing so, I'm also gonna drag the color down to my lash line as well. Also just softly blend it out all the way to my brow until you get this smoked out brown effect right here. Now I'm going to use the shade Fulani, which is a darker brown shade, just to deepen my eyes a little bit. I'm going to be using the same brush to do so. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus this color right on the outer corners of my eyes, like so. And I'm also going to drag it down to my lash line, but I'm going to keep it right at my lash line and try not to blend it out too much. Once that is done, I'm gonna use my Urban Decay Naked palette. This is the first Naked palette, which I love and I have used so much. And I'm gonna be using one of my favorite shades, and that shade would be Smog right here, which is like a dark brown shimmery shade, which I use a lot for like my everyday look. Sometimes when I have no time at all, I just take this, swipe it with my finger, and just swipe it all over my lids, and I'm done. So I'm gonna use a flat brush, dip right into it, and I'm just gonna focus this color all over my lids. For the highlight on my eyes, I'm gonna go back into the Masquerade palette, and I'm gonna dig right into one of my favorite highlight shades ever, called Giza, which is super pigmented. Just gonna dip it with a angular flat brush. And I'm also gonna spritz it a little bit with setting spray. And I'm just gonna put this underneath my brow bone. Right here. This is super pigmented, so what I like to do is I kind of like to dab a little bit and then blend it out with my fingers. Once I'm done with that, I'm also going to dig into my Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit. This is in the shade Gleam. This is the Gleam kit. I'm going to go into Mimosa, which is one of my favorite highlight shades, and I'm going to layer this on top of the highlight that I did on my brow bone. I'm also going to take this shade and put it along the inner corners of my eyes as well. So once your eyeshadow look is done, we're gonna go right into mascara. I'm not gonna use fake lashes for this look, only because it's supposed to be an easy summer look, and for summer you don't really want to mess with fake lashes and whatnot, especially if you're going out. So instead I'm gonna use mascara, and I'm gonna use one of my favorite mascaras, and this is the Maybelline Magnum Volume Express Mascara. I love this mascara. It is super volumizing, and it's also really affordable. So I'm just gonna dip right into it. Just gonna coat my lashes with it. Okay, so our eyes are now pretty much done, so I'm just gonna go right into contour. For contouring, I'm gonna use two products. I'm gonna use the Beauty UK Matte Bronzer in two shades. I kind of broke these two, but these are amazing bronzers and they're really affordable. I'm going to be mixing the two shades medium and dark. Okay, so bronzer on fleek. For my highlight, I'm gonna go back into my Anastasia Beverly Hills palette and I'm gonna dip back into Mimosa. This is one of my favorite summer shades to highlight with. I remember last summer when I first got this palette, I was just using Mimosa every single day, which is why it's like dead right now. So I'm just gonna load up my fan brush. Just gonna put it along my cheekbones. Personally, for my skin tone, I prefer more goldish highlights for like a more natural look. But if you're like more of a cool tone, you might want to go for maybe kind of like a whiter highlight. Instead of golden, you might want to go for more like silvery. But I like golden. And sometimes I do silver, but it just depends on the look, I guess. Ooh, highlight. Sometimes I like to take like the remaining highlight on my brush and I just like to dust it a bit over my chin, over my forehead, just to get an all over glow. Okay. Now we are almost done. So for lipstick, I'm going to be using a cream lipstick from my Urban Decay Vice lipstick palette. This one is in Blackmail. So I'm going to dip right into the shade Ex-Girlfriend and Amulet. I love these two shades. They're very neutral shades, but I feel like they're very universally flattering and they are so creamy and they're super moisturizing, and I don't know, for summer I prefer a more natural glossy look as compared to matte lipstick or liquid lipstick. I just love cream lipsticks. I wish they would come back in style, to be honest. So I'm just gonna mix both of them together on a little lip brush and I'm gonna apply it on my lips. Once I'm done, before I finish off my look, I kind of like to dip into a little bit of a powder only because it's summer, so I just want to make sure that I don't have any excess oils on my face. So I'm going to be using this one by Revlon. This is the Revlon PhotoReady Compact Powder in the shade medium/deep. Usually I use light/medium, but I just got a tan, so I'm going to use the deep one. And the thing about this powder is that it is super light, it is not cakey, so I just like to dust a little bit on top of my brush and I just like to go over my whole face, just like a little dusting of it. And this just ensures that your face does not go crazy oily. So that's all you need. After that, I'm just gonna go ahead, put on some setting spray. Just let that dry. Setting spray is super important during the summer months, so please get a good setting spray. The one that I use, the all-nighter setting spray, is amazing. It is really good, especially when it comes to lasting makeup, especially in hot weather. So if you really want a good setting spray, get that. So my makeup look is done, so I will be back in a sec after I do my hair. Okay, so this is the final look. For my hair, I kind of did a loose bun. I'm always doing loose buns, but I love doing loose buns over the summer because they look super sexy, super cute, and they're very easy to do. Like, you just literally just whip your hair up into like a loose bun and just put down 2 strings and you're done. So other things that I do to take care of my hair over the summer or like whenever is that I use coconut oil a lot. Currently I'm using this one. This is the VVD Gold Pure Coconut Oil. You can get this at literally any Indian grocery store. I think it's from India, and it was like $2 or something. And what I like to do is I like to kind of marinate my hair with coconut oil for about an hour or two before I shower, and then I wash it off, and that just ensures that I have very healthy, thick and silky hair. Another thing that I like to do, especially when I'm doing like updos like this over the summer, is that I like to use a bit of hairspray. But the thing with hairspray, I feel that is a lot of people think like, oh, what if it's too stiff? Well, the one that I use is this one by Toni & Guy. This one is the Toni & Guy Classic Medium Hold Hairspray Control Without Flyaways, and it's really good. It does not make your hair too stiff. It just does the job. So what I like to do is I like to gently just spritz my hair with it and just like pat my flyaways in place. I kind of wish they made minis of this so that I could like carry it on. Ooh! So I could like carry it on. Kind of got on my face there a bit. And yeah, that's pretty much all that I do, and this just ensures that my hair stays like this the whole day. So yeah, this is the look, and I really hope you guys liked it. Please subscribe. Please let me know what you think about it. Leave it all down in the comments below. Thank you so much for your support, and I will see you soon. So yeah, bye!